Here it is, my sour cream and buttermilk pound cake. So see how I put this together, and I guarantee you will love this recipe. Mm-hmm. This recipe will be linked in the description box below, so I hope you enjoy it, and remember what to do. Click that like button. So now let's get started and putting this recipe together. We're going to start with our dry ingredients, which I am measuring out my flour, and I'm using my King Arthur flour. Wow, if you don't have King Arthur cake flour, because it can be pricey, you can go ahead and use all-purpose flour. You just want to make sure that you sift this really well. And I also added my baking powder and my salt, and I'm going to give this a good sift, and this is going to all get the dry ingredients well blended for our cake. And once you get them all sifted, you want to put it to the side and get started on your wet ingredients. I have 1 stick of my shortening, and I'm using butter flavor shortening, but if you don't want to use the butter flavor shortening, you can use your 2 sticks of butter at room temperature. You're going to blend your sugar and this all together, and you see it kind of have that grainy look, but then when you use your spatula and mash it, it is well mixed, the sugar and of course the shortening. Now I'll go and break my eggs one at a time, and they are going to go inside and blend this all up. You want to make sure that you get this all well incorporated, and you're going to have a nice little creamy consistency, as you can see. And you want to keep on adding your eggs one at a time, and then you're going to go and add your sour cream. All my ingredients are room temperature, and after I added my sour cream, I'm adding in my flavors, which is vanilla, almond, and coconut. Now I'm using all 3 flavors, but this is going to make the cake taste so delicious. Now you can change up whatever flavors you want. I just chose to do those 3, and I am going to start adding in my dry ingredients after I blend in my eggs, my sour cream, and my flavors. And I'm going to alternate between my buttermilk and my flour. And you're just going to go back and forth, back and forth. You know what to do. Just kind of go back and forth with the dry, and then your wet, and then your dry and the wet. And don't forget to scrape down those sides of the bowls too. You want to make sure that all your ingredients are well incorporated. And look at that mixture right there. So smooth, that cake batter. Now I have a new pan here that I bought from IKEA. Woohoo! I'm not a spokesperson for IKEA, but I had to try it out. And I knew the portions was going to be a very large cake, so I thought I'd see if it'll fit, but it didn't all fit. And of course I got my little small bundt cake pan on the side. And this is going to be placed in the oven and baked at 350 for 55 minutes to about an hour. Of course, the small bundt cake will be pulled out probably around the 45-minute or the 50-minute mark. But either way, you want to make sure that your cake tester comes out dry. Now, this is what my small bundt cake look like. Of course, it has that little crumble look at the top because I kind of spread a little bit too much of that baking spray inside my pan, but it came out so pretty. Look at that. Now this is the finished product. I kind of let my large cake sit in there probably 5 minutes, a little too long, but you know what, if you don't mind that little extra dark color on the outside, it's still gonna be okay. You get you some ice cream, or if you want, you can even top this with whatever type of little glaze. You can do a lemon glaze, a vanilla glaze, whatever you want. But this cake is so full of flavor. It is so good. You really don't even need a glaze because the coconut, that almond, and the vanilla flavor in this cake, it's just gonna be perfect the way it is. Now, of course, some people like that little end of the cake, you know, get that little crunch. There you have it. You got your little end of the cake. You go ahead and you enjoy that with you a glass of milk or some ice cream. And for you buttermilk lovers that like to pour it over your cake, have at it. I'm not a fan, but I'm not gonna knock it if you do. But it is so perfect. It is so moist. Even my cake that stayed in there like about 5 minutes too long, the inside, look at it. It is sticking to that fork, that moistness. It is so good. But I had to taste it first, make sure that it was just right. And even the small one, look at it. It's just going through that fork. Just, so please. I couldn't even help myself. This cake was so delicious. I had made one earlier and I had to make another one later on that weekend. But let me tell you, this recipe is perfect for Thanksgiving that's coming up next week, Thursday. So if you like this recipe, click like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you share this. Please leave a comment. Let me know how it turned out. I really hope you enjoy this. I want to say thank you for watching. God bless and have a nice, happy Thanksgiving.